So the first one that he goes over is called mTOR. M is for mammal, TOR is for target of rapamycin. So mTOR is a longevity gene that makes a protein that senses amino acids. An example that he gives in the podcast is that when you eat steak, your mTOR activity is activated, and mTOR says, got lots of protein, I'm gonna make muscle, gonna burn energy. And that's kind of why you build lots of muscle from eating steak. But this is actually not a good thing. You want your mTOR levels low. When you have low mTOR activity, that's when you get the longest lifespan. So mice, when they were given a drug called rapamycin, which is used to suppress the immune system. So when they were given that in low doses, they live much longer. Basically, low activity of mTOR is a sign that times are tough. Not enough food, you need to hunker down and build a stronger body. And this is actually very similar. This is a concept that they also introduced in the podcast that is above. It's called Hormesis. It's basically what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And that's a very common pattern in all of this, in longevity in general, is when you activate these things that, they put a little bit of stress, not too much, but they put a little bit of stress on your body. Over in the long run, it's actually better for you. So what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Okay, and also, so mTOR it doesn't just make mice live longer. If you give rapamycin, well, I guess specifically it talks about rapamycin here, but rapamycin works with mTOR. But yeah, if you give rapamycin to a yeast cell, a fly, or a worm, they all live longer. All these longevity genes they all work the same in all living organisms. Well, there's probably slight differences, but for the most part, they work the same. So you'll see online a lot of people take rapamycin. I said that funny. A lot of people take rapamycin, but of course there needs to be more research before we know for sure. But I can say that David Sinclair, he's pretty confident about everything I'm saying here. I wouldn't say that I'm confident about it. I trust him, but that doesn't mean I have 100% trust. I tend to think in statistics in my brain, so it's like I have high trust in what David Sinclair says, but that doesn't mean I necessarily 100% believe it. I'm more biased to trust him. So take what the stuff I say with a grain of salt. But when I'm reading this, I'm gonna act like it is true, because these are kind of notes based on what he was saying. So he summarized mTOR, and the way he summarized it was, he said responds to amino acids. So I thought that might be a good way to remember it. I don't know if that'll help me remember it or not. All right, continuing on. So that's mTOR. AMPK is the second longevity gene. Stands for, I don't remember what AMP stands for, but